We're back. We are back. The first stream died because my internet died, but we are back. I apologize. I apologize for that chaos. But look, we were talking about Reece Nelson. We'll get straight back into it. For me, the fact that supposedly Arsenal have made an offer and it got rejected, but that we're renegotiating, that says we do want to keep Reece Nelson. Otherwise, it would be like the Pt.2 situation. Otherwise, where we'd get rid of him, or we'd say, look, you can either stay, but here's what happens if you stay. You say no, fine, we move on. And I think because Arsenal have so much to do this summer, like there's genuinely, even before you look at the players that we've got to sign, there's 10, 12, 15 players that we've got to figure out what's happening with them going the other way in terms of selling them, loaning them, keeping them, whatever. So there's so much to do. We don't have time to piss around renegotiating with many people. So the fact that we are renegotiating again with Reece Nelson suggests to me that he's going to stay. And I was saying that, look, for me, I'm so scared of Reece Nelson going to Brighton and tearing up the Premier League, basically, because I really do think that he's still a prospect. That's the crazy thing. He's still never had the chance to fully prove himself. And I think he could do that. So, yeah. You see the Vamos tifo the other night? Iconic. I did indeed. Did you see that we now have 4 ruptured ACLs in the women's squad? The worst luck in the world. Yeah, look, I think they're really going to have to start looking into that because it's just not possible that you can have, it's pure coincidence that 4 of the women's team have ruptured ACLs at the same time. Like, it just can't be. So, and I think the manager today actually spoke about the fact that they're going to look into it. So, Bub Games, I don't read Arabic, unfortunately. Saliba injury news. He's not going to play the rest of the season. That isn't a news update. That's my opinion, but he's just not going to play the rest of the season. The big one is Gabriel. Greetings from Nigeria. Greetings to Nigeria. Greetings to you wherever you are around the world. I do appreciate the global Arsenal fan base. Getting into a few odds and sods. Obviously, by the way, if you joined this live stream / video, there's like a 10-minute one before this where I went through GABRI, VEIGA, and ORKAN KOCKU. It's just not KOCKU, is it? It can't be. There's no way I'm going to keep saying that. Anyway, that's on a previous video. So if you want to go and find that, watch 10 minutes on that, then do so. But the odds and sods, Footy Insider, again, not a great source, but they're saying Arsenal are confident of securing the signing of Declan Rice this summer after climbing into a very strong position to complete a deal. Sources have told Football Insider Rice is expected to leave West Ham for a fee of around £100 million. Are you worried holding Kivior at St. James? Yeah, yes, truthfully. Holding and Kivior at St. James's Park is... I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. I was actually... to be fair, I was looking at the table today. In terms of why I think it's going to be a draw, why I really think we're going to struggle to win, Newcastle have lost the same amount of games as Arsenal and Man City this season in the Premier League. Arsenal, Man City and Newcastle, no worries, Bub Games. Arsenal, Man City and Newcastle have all lost 4 games each this season. They're a very, very difficult team to beat. And we're not at full strength. So I do think it's going to be very difficult. And the other odds and sods thing was that Liverpool have stepped up their interest in the £70 million signing of Alexis McAllister. Now, he's one that I just don't think is going to come to Arsenal. He's going to go somewhere in the Premier League, and I do think it'll probably be Liverpool. And it'll be a fantastic signing for them. When we talk about KOCKU or any midfielder, really, for that matter, I think Alexis McAllister is a player that really fits the bill. But, I mean, if we get Caicedo, we're not going to get Caicedo and McAllister either way. So, is it really that Arsenal have made a bid on Ansu Fati? Not that I've heard. Not that I have heard. Where do you think Veiga ends up? Well, that's the interesting thing. Apparently, he wants to come to the Premier League, and his favourite team is Arsenal. And he admires the way that we play, and he wants to play under Arteta. So that'll be interesting. And then, the other thing was Martin Zubimendi, who we were linked to, the Real Sociedad centre midfielder. We were linked to in the January quite heavily. He didn't want to leave Sociedad in January, which, look, fair play to him for not wanting to do that. He's come all the way up through their academy, didn't want to leave them. midway through a season. And but apparently now we are close to agreeing a deal for him. Now that's only come from one source, and the source is the same as, I think it was the same as the ORKAN KOCKU source. But again, that's another one that we clearly targeted in January. It's the sort of Granit Xhaka backup again. Who's in for VEIGA? Man United are another club that are in for VEIGA, apparently. But Manchester United, apparently, like, it seems like United are really going to struggle this summer, even if they get taken over by the Qatari investment, because they're right on the, well, in terms of FFP, they can only spend about 100 million this summer. So yeah, I'm a City fan, but I think you're a class content creator and always love hearing your thoughts about things. I appreciate it. Really appreciate that. Thank you. Was Gabriel's injury calf or hamstring? He went down 10 minutes before holding. He went off holding his hamstring. To me, it looked like it was his calf, and I actually don't think it was like a strain or anything. I think he got kicked in the back of the calf. I think it might have been a dead calf, basically, which is why he, at one point, he kept stamping into the ground, almost like he was trying to kind of wake his calf up a bit. What do you think of Mark Goldbridge? I like Mark Goldbridge. Really like Mark Goldbridge. And to be fair, that's where I get a lot of... I watch it quite a lot just to keep updated on Man United stuff. Where is VEIGA playing? In terms of position, he plays as an 8 or a 10, so a centre mid or an attacking mid. More often an attacking mid, and he plays for Celta Vigo. But look, it is time for Guess the Gooner, the game where I give you an ex or current Arsenal player's career path minus the Arsenal part of it. You have to guess who that player is. The pride goes to the person who gets it correct in the YouTube chat. Joe Madderford, happy birthday. The pride goes to the person that gets it correct in the YouTube chat. If you're on TikTok and you want to take part in the YouTube chat, the link is in my bio to my YouTube. Head over, drop a subscription whilst you're there. It would be greatly appreciated. What happens with Smith Rowe? I think Smith Rowe leaves in the summer. I think he's going to go to Aston Villa if I had to put money on it. But look, this is your ex or current Arsenal player's career path minus the Arsenal part of it. They started at AEK. They went to Nicky Volu on loan. They then went to Genoa, AC Milan, Genoa. Do you know him? Genoa. Oh, that was terrible. Werder Bremen on loan. Werder Bremen permanently. Borussia Dortmund and Olympiacos. And it's already been done in the YouTube chat. George Christodoulou gets it correct. People have got it in the TikTok chat as well. It is indeed Socrates Papastopoulos. Butchered that as well. Got that from AEK Athens. Yeah, to be fair, when I was making it, I was like, the Greek thing's really gonna give it away. And George is Greek, so he was at quite an advantage. But congratulations to everyone that got it. It was indeed. It was George first, Thomas Hickey second, Mahi Ali third, and Ahmed called him Somratos. So but I think he was on the right track. It was indeed Socrates. Happy birthday, Joe Madderford. Happy birthday. Well done, Fairs. Autocorrect. And there goes my pride. Daniel Iqbal has lost his pride. He was the winner yesterday. That's what you were talking about. I wonder... I saw you say about your 24 hours of pride being over. I thought it was... I don't know. I thought you'd been testing out the waters of. Anyway, the Saka ESR song will go. It will. If we lose Smith Rowe, we'll lose the Saka Smith Rowe song. It'll be a sad time. And now time for the Guess the Non-Gooner. Not quite as much pride attached to this, but, there is some pride attached to it. So this is a player that has never played for Arsenal, their full career path. You have to guess who it is. This player started at Internazionale. They went to AS Roma and Liverpool. Who is it? Internazionale, AS Roma, Liverpool. Who is it? It is not Wijnaldum. It is not Wijnaldum. Ali got it on TikTok, and Thomas Hickey got it first on YouTube. It is indeed Alisson. Alisson Becker. Alisson. I love you. Congratulations to everyone that got that one as well. I thought that was, to be fair, I get the Wijnaldum one, but of course he isn't still at Liverpool. What's your 3 ideal signings? 1 forward, 1 midfielder, 1 defender. My 3 ideal signings are as a so the defender is a tricky one because I genuinely don't know. I think Mark Guehi is a very good option in terms of this is something I wanted to talk about a bit actually in terms of what we're going to do at left back. But look, yeah, Mark Guehi will say as the defender, the midfielder Declan Rice desperately, and the forward for me is Ivan Toney. I really want Ivan Toney up top. Thomas Hickey's first time getting the non-Gooner. He will take it. Congratulations to Thomas Hickey. But yeah, I wanted to talk about the left back situation actually. So we're never linked to left backs. All of the links that we've had for the potential summer transfers, no left backs are mentioned at all at any point. And I don't think we're going to sign a left back. Now, I thought maybe we sign a youth player, a young player that can kind of follow in Zinchenko's footsteps and learn from Zinchenko. But that's not good enough for next season in terms of Champions League football, Premier League football. We know that Zinchenko picks up muscle strains here and there and has to miss games. And if we sell Kieran Tierney, which a lot of people think that we're going to do, well, this is the thing. Either we don't sell Kieran Tierney, but if we do, then I think, if in terms of why we're looking at left backs, and especially Mark Guehi, who is effectively a left centre back, even though he's right-footed, he predominantly plays as a left centre back. That suggests to me that Kivior is being lined up potentially as backup to Zinchenko and/or backup to Gabriel as the left centre back. So basically, similarly to how we have Ben White playing at right back, even though we bought him as a centre back, I feel like Kivior could be the guy that ends up kind of being used as a left back when we don't have Zinchenko or in different games. Keep KT as we've got Champions League. Yeah, but I just don't know if KT is going to. I don't know if KT is going to accept being a bench player for another season. Tommy played left back versus Liverpool at home also. Yeah, so Tomiyasu's when he's fit, which is rare, he is a very versatile player to play the whole way across the back line. He can literally play right back, right centre back, left centre back, left back. But I do think you look at Kivior's pace, you look at how good he is on the ball. I do think there's definitely an option to use him as the left back, which may be why we're not being linked to any other left backs. Opinions on getting Timber as right centre back and right back cover? Yeah, I do think that's a good one. Yeah, Joe, I have said happy birthday 3 times. Zinchenko is my least favourite ever Arsenal player. Yeah, but you're repping Lacazette. You're repping a player that scored 2 non-penalty goals in the entirety of last season. Which, I mean, fair play, but I'm a big Zinchenko fan. I'm good, thank you, input. I'm good, thank you. They just tweets. Look at Arsenal peeves. I don't know what you're talking about, unfortunately. Jakub Kivior, very, very impressive. Yeah. Jakub Kivior's been very impressive. What do you think of Lee Gunner? Just a cretin. Just an absolute cretin, isn't he? What about Levi Colwill from Chelsea, currently on loan at Brighton, could play left back and centre back? I believe Levi Colwill is in Chelsea's plans. I don't think they're planning on selling him at all. If Gabriel can't play, I want Tierney to start Sunday because Zinchenko, his defensive skills are really to cry about. Yeah, well, the thing is, if Gabriel doesn't play, we're just in a lot of trouble because it's going to be Holding and Kivior. I haven't got a score prediction for the Newcastle game yet. I'll wait until because the score prediction almost entirely depends on whether or not Gabriel plays. So, they just tweeted to say end of an era, Arsenal presser. They're saying Nelson is done. I will have a gander at that. It's not something I've seen. Not something I've seen on Reece Nelson. Have you ever met Don Robbie? I've not. I've been to AFTV twice now, but Don Robbie's not been there. Regarding Tony, are you not concerned about a possible betting ban? Surely not worth paying his wages not to play. Yeah, of course I'm concerned about it, but the thing is, we just have no idea what that betting ban might or might not be. And look, if it's like a 4 or 5 month ban, it's not awful. It's not awful because you've got ultimately you've got it'd be like getting an injury, right? And long term, and actually, it's not like getting an injury because he's not going to be injured. So it's not like you've got to wait for a player to come off an injury. He can stay fit and he'll be ready to go at the end of that 5 months. I don't massively mind. I don't massively mind just taking a risk on it. Basically, I don't mind if you pardon the pun, taking a gamble. Damn, Reese is actually done. Um, I'm not sure where you're seeing this thing about Reese. As far as I'm aware, there is nothing to say that Reese is done. He rejected the first contract offer, but they're now renegotiating, and that's coming from Fabrizio Romano, who's absolute top tier source. So, do you think Nelson starts in any Big Six team? Right now, I think Nelson. It depends what you mean by Big Six, but he could certainly start for. Can he start? Yeah, I think right now in terms of form. I think he starts at Spurs over Kulusevski. I think he starts at Newcastle, and I think he starts at Chelsea at the moment. I mean, arguably even starts at United over Anthony. Not based on the way they play, but if Reece leaves, he'll forever be a legend for that goal. Yeah, I mean, even more so if we'd actually gone on to win the league from it. But alas, we did not. How much money do you think we can spend this window? So, according to various reports, Arsenal have a lot of money to spend this summer. We're talking about 200 million plus plus player sales. So 200 million plus yeah, if we can sell 100 million pounds worth of players, you're looking at 300 million. Potentially. So a big window ahead, a big window ahead. Are you on FTV on Sunday? I am not on FTV on Sunday. I am not on FTV on Sunday. Is Wenger top 7 managers of all time? He's definitely top 7 Premier League managers of all time. Bellingham would only work for a team like us or Liverpool. Bellingham's gone to Real Madrid. I don't know if you missed that, but Bellingham is Bellingham to Real Madrid is done basically. Can you do a watch along for the game on Sunday? Yeah, I think I might just do a watch along on here on Sunday. To be fair, how did I get on AFTV? They reached out and asked me. No, I'm not on pitch side. I'm not on pitch side. No, I might just do a watch along on here. I was basically because I'm away on Saturday doing this charity football match, and I don't know if I'm going to be back in London on how long it will take me to get back to London on Sunday. Basically, I know he's going to Madrid, but I don't think he's who they need. I think putting Bellingham into the Real Madrid midfield is going to be crazy. In terms of that midfield, you're looking at like Tchouaméni, Camavinga, Bellingham, Fede Valverde. That's crazy. Where is the Twitter v TikTok game held? It's at Worthing Football Club. It is at Worthing Football Club. Do you have any hope? Did you have any hope at halftime of the City game last night? Not really. Not really. It was one of those like they were getting peppered. So no, I didn't really. Nelson has to stay. I don't think there's much between him and Diaby. I think Diaby's done it at a higher level more consistently. Do you think if we open talks now and offered huge money to Bellingham and a huge bid to Dortmund that we could convince him to join us over Madrid? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Player of the match for you? Hopefully. SofaScore are actually going to be at the game doing their ratings. So I am going to have a SofaScore rating for my performance on Saturday, which will be entertaining. Entertaining to say the least. 11.0 is the dream. Have you met any of the current Arsenal players? No, I've not. The only thing I've heard is that Theo Baker met Ramsdale because he was on the Fellas podcast, and apparently Ramsdale knows who I am. So that's the only thing I have to cling on to from the current Arsenal team is that Ramsdale knows who I am. Trent should win Player of the Month for April, possibly. I don't even know if he's nominated, to be fair, but possibly. But look, I'm going to end the stream there because I have to head off. I'm going to the cinema to watch. I've forgotten the name of it again. I told the TikTok shout at the start of the stream. Guardians of the Galaxy. That's what I'm going to watch. So I'm going to love you and leave you. I appreciate you all for tuning in. As always, please do smash a like on the video. Subscribe if you haven't done already. And I will be back at 5 p.m. tomorrow. Usual time tomorrow. Hope you all have a fantastic evening. Hope you enjoy the Brighton versus Manchester United game. And yeah, I will catch you tomorrow. Goodbye.